I would like to give you a very quick introduction about ALM. You know, for a long time we are using different tools in our company, in R&D, in the region, to manage the requirements from customer, internal requirements, to manage the test cases in validation, and to manage the defect or the bug. Okay, I put in this slide some tools that we are using or we used it in the past. Okay, we used DDTS a long time ago to manage the test cases. Sorry, the defect. Now we are using the TestLink. I think many people in US, in your region, are using TestLink. For test cases, we used it before Kate, Boxilla. Okay, we have different tools. Okay, and the problem that we have today is because our company is big and big. Okay, the processes are more complex. So now we need tools more efficient. Okay, and with a better performance. This is the main problem that we have about tools, and this is why we decide to change these tools and to combine them in only one powerful tool like ALM. Okay? Okay, I already explained to you we have a very big complexity in our company. Many things, many departments in different countries and in different sites in R&D need to share some important information, again, about requirements, about test cases, about defects. So again, we need some powerful tool to synchronize this information. Okay? Very quick. I would like to highlight the big problem that we have today is the performance. Okay, the problem in the current tools like a TestLink or Boxilla, we have a very poor performance. We have difficulties to make a link between different items like a requirement, test case, and defect. Today we don't have a connection, we don't have a relationship between the requirement, the test cases, and the defect. And this is one problem that we want to fix. And we have some problems to synchronize, or we are not very efficient to synchronize the information among different R&D sites in China. We have 5 R&D sites in China, and sometimes using the current tools, we have some difficulties to share the information. So many times we have the same defect project by project, and most of the time this is because we are working in different things, and it's really difficult using the current tools to have a good synchronization between or a good sharing between these different sites. Okay, you know we evaluate at the beginning of this project different supplier. Finally, we decide to use PTC, the PTC solution. That I think that the more important thing that we found on PTC and missing on other suppliers was the capability to synchronize and to make a link between different items and to work on different projects. It was not an easy decision. You and other regions participated on this evaluation and decision, and finally everybody agreed to use the PTC solution. Okay? Okay, I don't want to spend a long time to explain the planning on this project, just to tell you we are already using some projects in ALM, and last week we had the official go live in our company about ALM. That means from now on all the new projects should use ALM instead of Boxilla or TestLink. Okay? Look, I would like to. Everybody can hear me? Yes. Okay. If you have any question, please let me know. I'm doing this very quick because I think you already know, and I would like to focus on the other topic that Sedi will explain to you later. One important thing is the server architecture. I need to explain this because sometimes we have some confusion. Okay. We have some confusion because today we have 3 ALM server. Okay, we have the first one let's call it the 67, okay, because the IP ended by 67. Okay, this was the first testing server that we used in ALEN. Before the pre-go-live, we can say this is the first time that we use the real system using real project in our company. Okay, when we use the real tool, we needed to change to another server. Okay, so we set up a new testing server. Okay, with the IP ended by 71. Okay, so to be clear, the server 67 or 67 is the old test server. The 71 is the new test server. Okay, and we have the production server. The production server is the 72. This is the server where we are putting the real information using our real project. Okay? Okay, what is the...
Okay, so we should all configure our preference to 72 then, right?
Okay, 72 to use the real project, but during this training, you should use the 71. Why? Because this is the test server. This is the server where we can create items, we can create defect or test cases used for test. So during the training, maybe you need to create item to do some operation, but you don't want to change the real information in the production server. So for the training and for testing, please use the 71. For the real usage, I mean, when you need to create a real defect, a real PR, use the 72. Okay? This is very important. I think it's sorry, Fion.
Okay, so we figure out the assets later because some cannot get on 71 and some can only get on 32, but that's not the point. Let's go on.
Do you mean some people have problems to make a connection to 72 or 70 or 71?
No problem. Let's continue.
Okay. After that, let me double check this, okay? Because normally everybody should have access to both. To the three server. Okay, this is clear. 71 for testing, 72 for production. But now let me explain the 67, the first one. Okay, the first one, the old test server. We are using this to report ALEN defect. I mean, if you have an issue about this tool, you should create an issue on this server, on the old test server. To be easy to understand, our suggestion is, please use the browser, because in order to use ALEN, you can use the ALEN client. I think you already have this, but you can also use the browser, the web browser. The only thing is, in the web browser, you have some limitation. Okay, you have more feature in the client. But if you want to create a defect, you can use the web browser. So my suggestion, because I don't want you to change the client configuration very often, okay? So my suggestion is, please use the web browser to report ALEN defect. In this slide, you have the address, the IP address, the URL to open the web browser, okay? So my suggestion, please, if you have an issue related to the tool, create an item, create a defect using this IP address, this URL, using the browser, so that you don't need to change the client configuration settings. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so this is very important. I think it's simple, but sometimes we have some confusion. So again, old test server, this is for LEM defect. New test server, used for testing. Production server, okay, is the server to report the real issues, real test cases, real defects.
Clear.
Okay, so let's go to the next one. Look at this one, the data model is very complex when you see this slide. I will not explain in detail because I think we will check little by little later. But the idea that you should take from this slide is very simple. LEM allows us to share information project by project, okay, using a common library, okay? So the idea is we have a common library, and then from this library we can reuse information project by project. For instance, we have all the test cases in this library, and then for each new project we can reuse these test cases from the library to the project, so that we are sure we are using the same test cases in all the projects. Of course, if for any reason a project has some specific test cases, we can also add some test cases for only one project. This is possible also. But if the test case is the same for different projects, okay, we can use a common database, a common library to do it. So this is very important to understand. In LEM we have the common library and we have the information project by project. And we can reuse from the library to project, and we can also archive information from project to the library. This is one important idea to be clear on LEM. This is one thing. And the other thing is we have the same tool, LEM, to manage the requirements, to manage the software task, to manage the test cases, and to manage the defect or the PR. One tool to manage all this information. Today, or in the past, we have different tools for different kind of information. But today, using the same tool, we can manage at least these 4 different kinds of information. Again, requirement, software development task, test cases, and defects. We have different kind of defects, we have different kind of test cases. Of course, this is more complex. This is why in this slide we have many information, difficult to understand. But please, you should be clear on this. You should understand at least these 2 ideas. One common library and different projects. One common library to share information, project by project. And one tool only to manage different information like a requirement, software task, test cases, and defect. This is the idea, okay? I would like to highlight some big difference between LEM and previous tools. Please pay attention to this concept like CR, change request, test plan, and test strategy, because the meaning is different here. Sedi will explain later in detail what is the meaning of this new concept in LEM, but I would like to highlight, please, when we are talking about CR, pay attention, because the meaning in LEM is different, is very different than the previous meaning. During this project, we try not to do many change. We really try during the project to minimize this kind of change. We try to use the same word than before, but sometimes it's difficult. I mean, if we want to improve our processes, we want to improve our tools, of course, we cannot do the same than before. We should do some change. We try to use the same word, the same ideas, but sometimes we didn't have the choice. Sometimes we need to do some change. So please pay attention to this word because it's different now. Okay? And the way we change this, look, we changed this tool. I explained at the beginning because we had some big problems. So in using this tool, we should have better performance. This is the first thing. We should have better feature, better tools in order to import and export information. I think this is very important. You will see later, Seti will explain how to export in Excel the test cases or some report about defect. You will see this is really very easy and very powerful to do using ALM. It's much better than Doxila or TestLink. We can use offline tools. What's happening if you are testing a product, but in the place that you are doing your testing, you don't have a network connection? How to use the tool? Okay, we can do it. We have some offline tool for these people that are working in places where they don't have an internet connection. Okay, we can easily also do some synchronization with other similar tools like a quality center. This is very important because there are many customers who are using quality center. Today we are working with Orange in Europe in order to synchronize their quality center system and our ALM, so that when they have some issues, some defects during the customer certification, and they are reporting this using their quality center, we can receive these issues automatically in our system. We have, using ALM, we have a very powerful feature about dashboard and report. This is very important, and I would like to highlight at the beginning, ALM allows us to develop many dashboard and report as we want. The problem today is we are not receiving a clear requirement from your side. I mean, once you will use ALM, I'm sure you will have some suggestion about how to customize dashboard and report for you. Today we don't have many things to show you. I mean, the report and the dashboard that we have today is not very powerful, but don't worry about that. Once you will know what you want, we can easily customize the tool in order to provide the report and the dashboard that you want. Okay? And the same for the view set. The view set is the first view that you have when you open the tool. We can customize this by different things. I mean, for US validation, for instance, we can have a view set. For US CTH, we can have another one. For Latam, we can have another one. So we can customize this view set according with your requirement. But again, today we are using a global view set. Okay. In the future, I hope you will have more and clear information about how to customize this view set for you. Look, this is just my introduction.